Hello guys, welcome to Name Tech channel. My name is Nehemiah, and guys, I'm very much happy to have you on board. Remember, it's a long series, but we just began with these basics of Python. After this, we shall go to file handling, and then Python modules, machine learning, and Django, framework, and so forth. But for today, we are going to learn about Python tuples. This is lesson 10. And then guys, remember we are using PyCharm as our integrated development environment, the IDE for Python. And so guys, first of all, before we begin, let's understand what is Python tuple. So first of all, tuples are used to store multiple items in a single variable. And guys, remember that tuple is one of the 4 built-in data types in Python, used to store a collection of data. We have the other 3, which are lists. Actually, we discussed lists in the previous lesson. Also, we shall discuss about set later and finalize with the dictionary. So all has different qualities in the usages. And so guys, without much ado, let me begin straight away. And so guys, let me write here an example of a tuple in a variable. So guys, I want to write here an example of a variable. Like I like using the fruits, or the same, let me say, or let me just use fruits. I don't have another name which is pleasing to me, or okay in my mind. So let me this the variable name. I'm going to give it fruits. That is fruit, and then I'm going to assign it to this tuple. And then I remember I told you that tuples are written in round brackets, the normal brackets. This one, yeah, the normal brackets. And then here you remember that I'm going to begin with a string. Remember, I'm using an example of a string. Remember, fruits, a string. So a string is stored in, are defined using the quotation marks. You can use either a single or a double quotation. Now, the first one that I like, the fruit that I like is apple, and then followed with what? Apple. Actually, banana. I like also banana, and then the third one that I like is what? Let me say cherry. Let me see. Now, so these are the values here in these tuple. Now to print these stuffs, I'm going to do what? I'm going to use the print function. Remember that print function is used to do what? To execute these stuffs in our terminal. Now I'm going to use the print function. Now remember that I'm going to write here the variable name, and then the name will just store what? These values here, the for fruits. So when I say fruits, so it's not print out fruits, to print what? These items here, these values, because what? Because fruits is a variable. It is just used to store these values. Now guys, to do what? To run these stuffs, guys, you go to the run here, to the run tab here, then you click on it, then you go to the run, and then you're going to select the file that you're using. Currently I'm using the main. Remember, it's just a single file that I'm using here. Is main. Perhaps yours is the name which you gave it to your project, but for mine it is main. Now you're going to click on it, then guys, it's going to open what? It's going to open the terminal. However, guys, you can find the shortcut to do what? To run what? To run to run your codes. When you click on this run, then you go to this first item here. It is you can see that run, and then it's main. So once you open the file name, then it will appear here. So the file here is main, and then guys, you can see the shortcut to run it is and so guys, let's go to our terminal and see what is the result there. And so guys, you can see that we have this kind of what of value, and basically guys, this is what we call what? A tuple. So tuple items. Now tuple items are ordered, as I told you earlier, and changeable, and allow duplicate values, just like the list. So tuple items are indexed. The first item has index of 0. So 0 is like 1, then 1 is like 2. So the first item is what? 0. So and the list continues. Now talking about ordered, when we say that tuples are ordered, it means that the items have a defined order, and the order will not change. And so guys, the other thing that I've told you about these Python tuples, just in a few, is that tuples are unchangeable. So when you say that tuples are unchangeable, we mean that we cannot change, add or remove items after the tuple has been created. So you cannot do it. We are going to write in an example in a few, but let me just try to brief you. And then the other thing that I talked about is that these tuples allows what duplicates. So guys, let's write this example about this ability of tuples to duplicate values. Now let's write first of all the variable name. So variable name, again, let me give it what, let me say my best country. Let me say best countries in Africa. Actually, let me give it, first of all, is Kenya, and I guess this one is a string. Remember, it's stored in the rounded bracket, the normal brackets, and then the first one is gonna be Kenya, the second one is gonna be Uganda. Let me say Uganda, and then the third one, let me give it what, Tanzania. Of course, I love many nations, but these are my favorites. Now these are my variable values here. This is the variable name, these are the variable values. Now to run these stuff, we are going to do what, we are going to use the print function, which is just print. Now with the inside this stuff, so I'm going to write what the variable name, which is best countries. So it will not print best countries, but it will print the values of my best countries. So shift plus 15, guys, remember, is our shortcut to run, and then guys, you can see that we have this kind of values here. But then I want us to talk about this ability of tuples to allow duplicates. So I want us to write what, I want to repeat here some values. For example, let me say again Kenya. Let me say Kenya again. Of course, I'm a Kenya. Let me say Kenya, and then again let me say something like let me repeat again Kenya, and then let me say something like Tanzania. So guys, when I print out shift plus F10, then guys, you're going to see that we have this kind of stuff. We can see that we have duplicate Kenya twice, Tanzania twice. So guys, basically these are Python tuples allows so guys, how do you determine the length of a tuple? So to determine how many items a tuple has, we use the length function, just like what we were discussing in list. We just use what, the length function. So here I'm going to do what, I'm going to write what, I'm going to write length function here. Then perhaps let me cut these stars here. Remember, I stored in these brackets here, this bracket. Let me just right there. So actually we are going to determine the length of this best countries, this variable name. So actually this variable name stores these values, so we want to determine the length of these values here. So we are going to use the len function, len function. So shift plus F10 to run to our terminal, and then guys, you can see that the length is 6. And so let me say Uganda, let me say Uganda here, and then remember guys, it's sent with a comma. So here let me say Uganda, and then I do what guys, let me say shift plus F10 to run, and then guys, you can see that the length has shifted to 7. So basically this is how you do what, you determine the actually the length of a tuple. So to create a tuple with one item. Now to create a tuple with only one item, you can have you have to add a comma after the item, otherwise Python will not recognize it as a tuple. So for example, when I I remove this comma here, so it will not be recognized as a tuple. So shift plus F10, and then again you can see that our values reduced to 6. So basically you need to understand that you separate an item with a comma, otherwise Python will not recognize that item as a tuple. And so guys, the other thing about this tuple is that it allows different data types. Like it can, for example, this one is a string. We have been using strings here. We've been using strings, but it can as well allow what integers, also booleans. So basically it can allow strings, integers, and booleans. And this one that I've been showing you, it is strings. So I want us to try out, for example, integers. Let me first of all reduce this, remove this length function to determine the length, and then guys, let me do this. Let me clear this stuff, and then use what integers. Actually, with integers, we just use what we don't insert it in a bracket. We just specify like 100, comma 1000, comma 1 million. 1 million, or let me just say 1000. And so guys, basically this is an integer, and then guys, to run it, it is shift plus what plus F10. And so guys, you can see that we have this value. It also prints what integers, also booleans. So booleans are basically has two values, either true or false. And then remember, the true begins with a capital letter, like this one, true. And then for false, it also begins in the capital letter. So basically these are the boolean values. So shift plus what plus F10, and then I guess you can see that it has those values. But remember that Python is case sensitive. For example, if we use a small letter, it's going to print an error right there, at the terminal. Shift plus F10, and then I guess you can see that we have this kind of error. That name error is that name true. Actually this should be true. Let me say true, then I shift plus F10. So guys, you can see that true is not defined. Did you mean true? So basically remember that a true with that begins with with an uppercase is a preserved keyword in Python. So when you write with a small t, so it will mean that these are different value. Perhaps it's is a string, then with a string, but you've forgotten to add what the quotation marks. So basically you need to know that these are booleans begins with you understand that these are tuples, allow any data type, so can be of any data type. And then guys, it can as well contain different data types in a single variable. So guys, for example, let me add also an integer like 1, 10, 100, also strings like Nehemiah. But then let me write the name of this channel, which is nametech. I have forgotten the name. Okay, nametech underscore ke. So basically this is the name that this actually the name of this YouTube channel, nametech. NEHMTECH underscore ke. Also guys, I have a website where I teach different kind of programming languages. Actually I teach SQL, you have also PHP, you have Python, you have R courses, you have machine learning with Python, with R. We also have HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We have there are many, MySQL. We have several courses there. You have some frameworks, React, you have Bootstrap, and so forth. So guys, the name of the website is actually sorry, let me do this. Let me write a comma first of all. Remember, we say that you separate an item with a comma, otherwise Python will not recognize it as a tuple. So the name of the website is actually the domain name is nametech.com. This is the domain name. You can actually search it on whichever search engine you're using, be it Google, Bing, your Yahoo and so forth. So guys, you're going to find what this website there, and then you're going to achieve more. Remember, it's free. We teach free of charge. So now guys, I said that you know, these tuple can contain different data types. So I want us to prove this statement. So shift plus what, plus F10, and then I get to the terminal. You can see that we have this combination of different data type. Basically, true is a boolean, false is a boolean, 1 is an integer, 10 is an integer, 100 is an integer, nametech underscore k is an integer, nametech.com is a string. Sorry guys, nametech underscore k is a string, nametech.com is a string. So basically guys, you realize that basically these are tuples allow different data types. So let me say here let me say type, and then these are normal brackets, and then also let me close with what, and so guys, from Python perspective, tuples are defined as an object with a data type, tuple. So I want us to see this example here. So what is the data type for tuple? So guys, I want us to do what, to run these tabs, and then we are going to see the answer there at the terminal. And then I guess you can see that we have what, the tuple, the value there is a tuple. So basically guys, this is how you can do what, you can get your what, the data type. And so guys, remember that with the tuple you can as well use the constructors to make a tuple. So it's also possible to use the tuple method to create what, a tuple. And I want us to write here an example, and the variable name, let me give it what, fruits, and then let me say what, and then I begin with what, with tuple itself, tuple, actually it should be tuple, yeah. And then guys, you add these two what, they are called round brackets, and then let me say what, and the first one that let me say mango, and then a comma, and then let me say something like orange, then let me say add something like lemon, yeah, though I hate it, lemon. And then let me say what, now let's write the function to execute this code here in our terminal. So let me say actually we use the print function. I guess by now you understand. We use the print function to execute these codes in our terminal. And then guys, I'm going to write what, the variable, instead of these values I'm going to write what, just fruits. Then remember that I said that a fruit, actually a variable I store data values to be used later. So like when I write fruits, it's going to print what these are stuffs here, a mango, orange, and a lemon in our terminal. So basically we have constructed what, actually a tuple with a constructor. So when you click on shift plus what, it was by shift plus F10, then again to our terminal, you can see that we still have what, those tuples here at the terminal. So basically guys, you can do what, you can use these stuff and so guys, basically you can use constructors to do what, to make what, a tuple. And so guys, I really appreciate you for your time, and if you find that the video has been of help to you, please consider subscribing. To the returning subscribers, I really appreciate you very much. But you can as well give this video thumbs up so that YouTube may recommend this video to more viewers. But guys, until next time, goodbye.